Hello drummers, it's me Rob Litton here from drumstheword.com. Hope you're doing well. In this full video song lesson I'm going to teach you how to play the drums to the song I Hate Everything About You by 3 Days Grace, drummed by Neil Sanderson. This was requested over on my Facebook page, so if you want to make your own song suggestions then please go over there and type them into the current post that's pinned to the top of the page. So we start with tempo 90 BPM, verse 1, and we've got our main verse drum beat. And to start off with, I'm going to say that this is a real bass drum workout. I'm pretty sure he plays this single-footed, although if you wanted to play on a closed hi-hat, auxiliary closed hi-hat, double pedal, then you could do that as well. But I'm pretty sure he plays this single pedal. So we've got a lot of bass drums being played in between the hi-hats. If you take a look at the first bar, the first half of the bar is exactly the same as the second half. So if you learn the first half, you've got the second half. First half slowly, listen to where the bass drums interact with the hi-hat. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. 1 E, a 2 E, a 3. 1 E, a 2 E, a 3. The tricky bit is when we loop that pattern, we actually get 3 bass drums in a row. So we get 1 E, a 2 E, a 3 E. We get a 3 E afterwards, a 4 E, a 1 E. When it loops around again, we get a 1 E. So a runny 1 E. We get 1 E, a 2 E, a 3 E, a 4 E, a 1 E, a 2 E, a 3 E, a 4 E, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1. So you can see lots of bass drums there occurring in between the hi-hats. And to get it up to speed requires some serious bass drum pedal technique. I'm no expert at this. I found that occasionally I'd be playing along to this song when I was recording this lesson for you, and my bass drum would suddenly go out of sync with myself. I wouldn't be able to play all 3 notes cleanly. Most of the time I am, but there'll be the occasional bar where I stumble a little bit. It annoys me that I can't make it perfect. But this is quite serious with the bass drum foot, and it requires you to play 3 bass drum notes in a row. So what I tend to do is the heel up technique. I have the first notes tapped with the ball of my foot, and then the third note I come down a little bit for the third note, so like swinging into the third note, da 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 da, using like a molar technique but for the foot. And I won't go into that in great detail in this lesson, but be aware that I'm using a technique on the bass drum pedal to allow me to play 3 notes in a row. I'm not using 3 leg strokes to play those 3 notes in a row. My knee isn't going da da da. There's no way I can keep that up. I'm using my ankle and a flick technique on the pedal to be able to play those 3 bass drums. But like I said, you could use double bass drum pedal if you wanted to and just play on an auxiliary hi-hat that's clamped closed, or just on the right cymbal, or just play the whole pattern on the open hi-hat. It won't sound the same, but at least you can get through it. Also, you could simplify the bass drum. You could play, what could you do instead? How about if you played, left out the bass drums on 1 and beat 3. So you get 1 E, a 2 E, a 3 E, a 4 E, exactly the same bass drum pattern, but I'm just leaving out beats 1 and 3. So every single bass drum note there is falling in between the hi-hats. what you got to be careful of is you don't lose where the downbeat is. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That snare drum backbeat is beat 2 and 4. 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But that can get you through as well. Again, it doesn't sound exactly the same, but it's so close that if you really can't get those bass drums pumping in threes, then you could play that instead.